Okay, first things first, let's go over here to the live cattle market and we'll see where we're trending here. We started out higher all the way across the board, but something happened and we've got now the February down 2 at 125.90. The April down 25 now at 126.95. But we've turned the February back around again here just while we were talking. Now we're up a tick at 125.95. June is up 13 at 119.03. Now the feeder cattle market got out with a higher start this morning as well, but now January is the only one that's higher by a tick at 145.35. March down 15, April down just 3, and the May is down 5. What about the hog complex? It started out weaker, and now some of the deferred contracts are stronger. February down 17 at 71.25. April down 10. The May is steady, and now June and July are higher. I do want to talk about lumber here for just a moment. Normally this time of day we'd check in with Robin Cross, but January lumber right now down $2, 403.30 with a March down 90. But then you get out to some of those deferreds like May, we're up 170 at 418.80, and the July is up 50. It's also above 400. It's at 412.10. So a little bit of a mixed market over there in the lumber market. I want to go back here to the live cattle and bring in somebody who tracks this market along with a lot of others. Brian Hoops, Midwest Market Solutions, here with us. Okay, now we've got the December out behind us now. Cash continues to remain strong, and I just see here this morning that asking prices $125 in the south, $200 in the north. What do you think here? Now we've got a new year. Can the momentum be carried over in the cattle market? The reason I ask that is because we've got quite a few longs all starting to line up on the long side of this market.
Yeah, good morning, John. To answer your question, I do think we can see more strength in this cattle market. We had a day of profit taking, actually about a week of profit taking, just because it was the end of the month and end of the year. And then the market started to stabilize in here, and it's looking for that direction from the cash trade. And as you said, we got some asking prices above last week's numbers. Packers have not shown much interest in this week's show list yet, and those show list numbers are up slightly from a week ago, so there are a little bit more cattle out there to work with. But as the stock market has pulled back off of its highs, cattle futures have pulled back as well. But right now it's a day of consolidation, meaning we are kind of trading within last Tuesday's trading range, looking for that direction where the cash trade is going to come in at. And so far, Packers have not tipped their hands of where they expect the cash trade to develop at.
It could be interesting. We could wait until late on Friday before we get to do anything here. But you know what's interesting is these weights have really not taken off. Now, I will admit we're into the winter months, but we just haven't had any of these big, long, extended winter blasts. Yeah, we've had some pretty bad winter weather, but we just haven't had the long, extended kind that would keep the weights really quite a bit lower on these cattle. So you got to wonder, are we status quo here for a while?
Yeah, and we'll have updated weights coming out at 11 o'clock Central Time today. And so I know I'm going to be watching for that real closely. Trade's going to be looking at it as well. If we get a stretch of really cold temperatures, and usually that occurs in January, that's when it's really hard to keep those weights on as these cattle struggle with eating enough just to maintain their current weights. And so that's usually when we see a big drop in the weights is in the month of January. But we haven't seen that much so far in December, but it's probably coming where we see a stretch here where we get some really cold temperatures.
Excellent points, Brian. Thank you very much. Brian Hoops here with us. And Brian, thanks a lot for joining us. And as he mentioned, we will have those weights and the cutouts today at 11 o'clock Central.
All right, look for that then. Thanks, John.